Hi guys.
Hi guys, this is Michelle.
And Mark, and we're back.
This is Mark and Michelle show.
That's right. And you know what? We're not going to talk about any specific subject tonight in detail or anything else. As Michelle said, that's too heavy. So,
honestly, we've had a really rough day.
Yeah. So
mine started with my cat I was playing with him and he got spooked and scratched me pretty badly.
Mm-hmm. And so there was that.
And then Mark's had trouble today. We've both gone off a detox so that we can get used to each other again.
Yeah. Have to make adjustment periods.
So it's been an intense day.
Yeah. But we thought we'd talk about, and we see, hey Marlo, we see folks who could actually use the subject that we're going to talk about next, and that is researching stuff on your own so that you don't feel stuck.
Right, so you don't have to completely rely on us.
Right, because there's sometimes when you may not be able to get in touch with us. And so we're going to talk about how to research. Let me pick something. I want to pick something to research. Oh, why not? All right.
We should have shared the screen, except we don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a way.
It's too late, I think.
It probably is. But anyway, so we're going to show you guys how to research things on your own. That way, if you're out somewhere in the boondocks and you need to know if this place has like vegan options, or if you need to learn about anything, really, these are just basic research techniques. They work for everything. But this is going to help you be self-sufficient or self-reliant, whichever way you want to take that. So, Krista, so let's do.
You didn't say Taj.
Oh, Taj. I thought I did at the beginning of the thing. Anyway, but
I don't know. Did you, Taj? Did he say hi to you?
But anyway, listen. I'm just going to pick something out of the random. All right. This is Petersons Irish Oak Tobacco. All right. Closest thing I can find. No, it isn't food. Is it vegan? Probably. But let's find out about this, and I'll tell you how to go about it first. All right?
May I just say, we're not perfect. Mark chooses to smoke a pipe periodically, and I still get my hair colored. Right, Taj?
Yeah, I've given up on being perfect. That started today. So,
oh.
Anyway, so Peterson's Irish Oak Tobacco. How would you find out about this? What would be the first thing you would do? Right? See, back when most of us were kids, you know, those of us who were in our 40s and 50s and older, you didn't have the luxury of sitting down at a computer and finding out. You had to look in catalogs or magazines or encyclopedias or call up places. Looking through the yellow pages, you had to ask people. Now you can still do that, but the internet has made it easier to ask people. Well, here's one of our favorite places to ask. Google.
I love Google.
Right?
I heart Google.
Right? So, if you were going to look up this to find out more about it, here's how you do it. The easiest thing to do is go to google.com, right? And then type in Peterson's Irish Oak, right? And then it would come up with different reviews, or might even come up with Peterson's homepage. They're located in Ireland. And then you can find out about Irish Oak Tobacco, what makes it up. In fact, it says right here on the can, but I don't think I could get this close enough for you guys to read it. It's like organic chemistry.
Let's watch Mark try to. Hey! I saw it for a second.
Right? So that tells you about it. But you need to look it up on Google. So you go to google.com, type in Peterson's Irish Oak, and you'd see this image probably, and different websites that would talk about it. So what you do, in fact, I know a lot of people go, well, how do you choose which result to look at? Well, here's how I do it. I start scrolling down and looking at the titles of each result. And if one makes me go, ooh, I click on that one. Why? Because if it makes you go, ooh, that means it's your insides telling you that's the one to click on. It sounds strange, I know, but that's the way it works. And it's supposed to work that way. That's your intuition.
So with this diet, you would Google medical medium, and then whatever your question is, you broken down. So like if you have a strep question, you would go medical medium strep. Or if you wanted to know supplements, medical medium supplements. I have Googled medical medium with another word a billion times by this point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's almost always an answer. Not always.
Not always.
Sometimes I refer to his books, and I got the electronic books so that I could have the search function.
Yes, because the search function is better than an index. But nowadays, a lot of publishers don't publish their hardcover books, their hardback books or paperback books with indexes. That's pointless.
Well, this medical medium book has an index.
Yeah, so that's good. It's one of the ones who does. And so if you're on Google, now, if you're in any search engine, the more words you type in, the more refined, the more accurate, the more relevant your results are going to be. Now, I don't mean just any words. Thanks, Krista. Me and you are in this together. And Anna, hey, she works at the store.
Oh, hi.
And so
yes, Taj, I'll see you Wednesday.
yeah, for the hair color. And so the more words you type into a search engine, the more results you get that are relevant to what you're looking for, right? So if I type in Petersons Irish Oak into Google, or in the case of medical medium, say we wanted to know about medical medium streptococcus supplements, strep fighting supplements, right? So if you type in medical medium streptococcus fighting supplements, you're going to come up with results.
I've never done that, so I don't know if that would happen.
Well, it might not, but this is an example.
But that's a great question.
Right? And so
it's all about questions.
It
when
is.
You research.
It really is, because
once the questions happen,
just come up with your questions. You can even type in questions. And the reason I use Google is because it gives me immediately relevant results right up front. Some of the other engines I find don't do that. But you type in medical medium streptococcus fighting supplements, right? And the first things you would get on Google would be any pages on the medical medium website that talk about streptococcus fighting supplements.
The problem I've run into is there might be one or two results for medical medium, and then the next one down says something like medium, but it's not really medical medium. So when you do research, you've got to be really careful that you're reading what he wrote, because he wrote something that is not typically accepted in the Western world, in the world, period.
Right. And so you do have to, what she's really saying is you really have to read the results, each result. You don't have to read it in depth, but you just have to make sure that the results that you're looking at are what you're looking for, not close to what you're looking for, if that makes sense. In other words, they need to be as accurate to what you are searching for and not from some other source. Now, if you can't find something directly from medical medium, then you can start looking at some of the other results further down.
But then you start getting into Western medicine, which might not be the same.
Or you might get into other people who promote medical medium's diet, but they may have differing views than he does. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah. YouTube as well. Huh?
Yeah, YouTube works. A lot of people find this on YouTube. So, in fact, you can even find podcasts. Medical Medium does podcasts on almost every subject he talks about.
His podcasts are great.
Right. So if you wanted to find out about medical medium eggs, bad bad foods, whatever, you would come up with all of his podcasts on eggs. You could probably type in podcasts as another word in that and come up with his podcasts on eggs.
But Facebook has a search function now too, with all kinds of great resources.
Right.
So,
and what you'll come up with first when you do searches on Facebook is things that are on Facebook first. Then they'll start talking about support groups on Facebook, pages on Facebook, things like that. That are like if you were looking for medical medium, you would find pages on Facebook first, and then groups on Facebook next, and then posts about medical medium either by him or people who are talking about him next. So then go to the library and take out books. We'll see, and that's another way. Now, for instance, let's talk about food ingredients, okay? Let's talk about citric acid as an example. What you could do is look up medical medium citric acid avoiding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those 4 or 5 words would be enough. You type all those in, and then you're going to get your first few results are going to be the most relevant to what you typed in. So then you'll look through those, and you'll find he may not. In fact, citric acid is probably not a subject he has done a podcast on or written a blog post on, because that would be under the no foods, and he has podcasts and blog posts about that. So you would find that in those posts or podcasts. She's looking it up.
he talks about the citric acid in the healing your neurological system.
And that looks like a blog post.
So.
Right. And that was the first result that came up.
And that would be a problem with citric acid, is it can damage the neurological system.
Right.
And there, I found it.
So that is basic research you can do. But see, then another option is, if you can't find posts directly by medical medium, you can go to Facebook and maybe Twitter and places like that as well. I don't see why not. And ask in a support group, hey, what does medical medium say about okra? For instance, I don't think he mentions okra in any of his books.
I think I finally found that it was okay.
Well, I remember asking, I had to go because I couldn't find any blog posts on okra. I couldn't find anything in any of the books about okra. And we have most of his books as ebooks, so I searched through all of those. Michelle looked. Then we finally asked on a support group.
I think it was.
And a support group of 12,000 people said, hey, does anybody know what medical medium says about okra? Is it okay to eat? And somebody came back and said, yeah, it's fine. So great, because I put that in that summer veggie stew that I made.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And it was fresh okra grown here in Oklahoma. But that sometimes you have to go to places that are not directly related to medical medium or directly related to Petersons Irish oak tobacco, to find out more about it. And so there's all kinds of ways to research. So again, like Marlo says, get books. The next thing would be the books, like the ebooks. We've got the ebooks or the hardback books. If you got those, we found the medical medium hardback book last week for $10. It's like, yes.
Yeah, half price books.
Yeah, so there you go. You got a great resource. You have all kinds of resources now, especially on the internet.
Yeah.
So research is actually easier than it was before the internet. And so, and you can even go, Google has another option called Google Books. And you can even search for stuff like that in Google Books, and it would bring you up information. So, there may not be medical medium books yet, but there might be. Here, let me check just out of curiosity.
We were also going to talk about making sure you read your ingredients when you buy something.
That is very important.
You got to have your list with you or have it memorized. It's quite an extensive list to have memorized. It's a lot of dead space.
Yeah.
Is this the actual book?
This is the book.
It's a PDF?
No,
Too bad we can't like screen share
is
with
there
you
an
guys.
ebook? No. Well, there is an ebook, but Google doesn't have it. Well, okay. It doesn't really.
We're gonna learn to screen share so we can show you
Yeah.
guys stuff.
So in the some of this book, and this is the Life-Changing Foods book,
It's awesome.
is on Google's book or is on Google Books, so you can look up what you were looking for.
Yeah, guys, this is free.
Yeah. Here, let's do.
We could link it.
Why not?
Our podcasters are really bored now.
Yeah, that's all right. And that's because we're looking up the life-changing medical medium books on Google Books. See, if you don't actually have the books, that's a way to do it. So Google Books is another option too. So, all right, let's talk about reading ingredients. See, what you can do is, I think we may have these files up already in the file section here on the Heal Your Autism Facebook page.
I don't think so.
No,
We don't
we'll look
have
and see.
anything up.
We'll have to take a look. And we will upload a list of no foods, right? Which you can download to your phone and you can carry with you to the grocery store, right? And then when you pick up, say I picked up Petersons Irish Oak Tobacco, and I'm looking on the ingredients list right here, and I see down at the bottom natural flavors. Natural flavors in my tobacco, and I look at my no foods list on my phone and it says natural flavors. I'm like, no, I can't get this one because it has natural flavors.
Is tobacco on the no foods list?
Oh, I'm sure tobacco's on the no foods list. I don't know. I guess it depends on how if you cook it like collard greens, but you want the green leaf at that point. So, of course, you get a lot of nicotine in that green leaf. But anyway, yeah, that's what you'll do. We'll put that list up. You always download it to your phone. Download the no foods list to your phone once we put it up. And when you get your ingredient, when you pick up your product you're going to buy, look on the side of the package at the ingredients list and go through there. And if it fits the no foods, if it's on the no foods, if it says dairy or it says natural cherry flavor, man, I don't know what natural cherry flavor and dairy would go together with, but but if you see those and they're on the no foods list, you don't buy it.
So, you guys know I started writing a book on May 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you know. That book is now finished.
Uh-huh.
On August 5th, we started making a marketing website.
Uh-huh.
And it is almost finished. And I think we're going to launch on Monday.
It is.
Hope so.
Or
and my
close
book
to it.
will be available for free. So I want you guys to go get it so you can read the book. Then there are some other products that we're going to have within that website that you might find interesting. And one of the books, one of the little pamphlet-y things has a list of no foods in it too. Mark's been writing that one.
Yes. And all right, let me show you. There we go.
Tilt it a little bit
Yeah.
out of the light. That's my book.
Okay, there we go. Buried Alive, One Man's Journey Out of Autism.
Is that creepy enough?
Yeah, yeah.
You got the hand?
See the hand sticking out of the ground there, going after the key?
I paid somebody to do that. Isn't that cool?
That key is diet. That's
that
what
key
that
is
is.
diet.
Sure is.
You guys know.
Mm-hmm. And so that is definitely coming up. The book is.
We'll put a link when it's up.
Yep. And so we want you guys to know that. We got that coming up. We got our new website coming up here pretty soon, this next week.
So many cool products.
Yeah, you'll like that. And we will see you guys tomorrow night, 10:45. Keep doing the celery juice, the lemon water, and the heavy metal detox smoothie. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right,
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.